I'm a Navy veteran. I served in Naval Special Warfare and SEAL Team. I served for 15 years. I achieved the rank of lieutenant. And I've served 5 tours, multiple locations. Most recently, the last assignment was in Afghanistan. My job was to be a SEAL. My job was to work to uphold and defend the Constitution of the United States and not enjoy the benefits of it. I get it, no problem. Every time I would deploy, when I would come back, it seemed things were just a little grayer. Things were just a little fuzzier, a little more distant, and it's hard for me to describe other than spatial. I don't know any other way to kind of describe that. Anybody that's a member of Naval Special Warfare or a Navy SEAL has had to go through what amounts to be, and ostensibly is the hardest military training on the planet. And this kind of training is training that is, we learn lessons in blood in SEAL Team. Now, we can get into the particulars, but I don't think we need to. I think it's very important to point out that just the training itself to become a SEAL and that conditioning required to harden someone to where when the sound of gunfire happens, they're able to turn towards it and act decisively. How do you get that? You don't make that by putting somebody through a class. You don't create that by online tutorials. You sure aren't going to get it playing Xbox. You have to go out and be in the environment and experience those real visceral emotions. And then you have to be able to bring that back and tone it down. So we're conditioning that from the beginning. So those guys that are able to compartmentalize, succeed, and become SEALs. But let's face it, these aren't Boy Scouts. But if you're going to encourage the non-Boy Scout part of these men and use that to the benefit of our country and save right, in some ways, people's lives, then I think on the other side you have to respect that part of who they are and understand it and then work to treat it. And not just the symptoms, but the actual, all of the different functional issues that arise. I kind of feel like the brain is that one area that people just, they don't even realize that it really is an organ, and when it's not healthy and not well, the result, the symptoms, right? If somebody has a depression or has a mental disorder, don't you think the first place you should look is their brain? My MRIs are clear. My CT scans are clear. So the doctors have been telling me, you're fine. A little depression, but you're fine. So I've been walking around with shame, thinking I'm weak. So that in and of itself caused incredible pain and suffering. Doctors want to feel like they've actually made a difference when they go home and kiss their wife and children. They don't want to feel like, I went to work today and there was really nothing I could do. I didn't understand. I have no idea what's happening to this person, but I'm trying to solve it the best way I can. And so I don't feel like there needs to be a blame or any fault at all. I think we all need to step back and be intellectually honest about where we find ourselves in the state of affairs with mental health today. If I hadn't started this treatment, I would have ended up succumbing to addiction and or suicide. My retirement plan was just fucking, when my dog dies or he's taken care of, I'm fucking punching out. But I don't want to do that anymore. I told my wife today, I said, before the treatment, I just agreed to whatever you wanted to do because I knew it didn't fucking matter to me anyway. I'm not going to be happy. The fuck? At least I'm not going to die alone because I'll keep her around. Do whatever the fuck I need to do to keep her around because I don't want to die alone. Right? That was it. Couldn't really feel anything. Maybe have some sex to try, get high, do something to try to feel anything. Right? And then you slowly start to lose yourself. You slowly start to even lose your humanity of like, and then I have this weird kind of feeling, oh, veterans, oh, we honored, thank you so much. And I'm kind of like, really? I'm a piece of shit fucking screw up, addict. What do you want to fucking thank me for? But that was kind of how I felt in that deep down dark space. And you know what's weird? Is I used to always kind of acknowledge I have this deep down dark weird space. I don't feel that anymore. I don't have a weird deep down dark space. It's just, I'm just weird all the way through now, I guess, which is okay. Like I feel okay in my own skin. And I think that's been really challenging for me. I struggle with addictions, sexual addiction, substance addiction and abuse, alcohol addiction and abuse, you name it. You can snort it, shoot it, anything, right? That was me. I'm that guy. And so only through this treatment are it's almost feeling like they're kind of lifting off of me. I don't feel the pressure. I don't feel that draw. I still chew tobacco, but I'm actually finding that I'm going through the process, but there's no joy. It doesn't taste good. It's disgusting. Why? I don't even know why I was doing it, but I was. I don't drink anymore. I used to drink half a bottle of tequila every night to go to sleep. The only reason I came in here was because the Navy SEAL Foundation asked me to be a guinea pig and evaluate my treatment. Cool thing about this is it's allowing veterans to start talking to veterans. That's really important because, I don't want to hear what a fucking doctor's telling me. I could give a fuck because I'm just a number, that person. They're like, get me in, get me out, like a fucking cattle car. They're not really, how are you doing today? They don't care. Look at my shit. How are you doing today? Okay, we're going to prescribe this. Any changes on the medicine, dosage increases? Okay, have a nice day. So to me, having a veteran, and the nice thing is veterans can call each other out, right? Because you can fool the fans, but you can't fool the players. So first thing I noticed was I was not like the people in this building when I walked in. These people were like smiling and relaxed and fresh-faced and kind and gentle and polite and generous. Most medical places I go to, that's not the place, right? It's like you're a cost. How do we eliminate you or minimize you into the corner where we can manage you as fast as possible? So I didn't feel like that here at all. That's the first thing. That really isn't substantive, but it's important. Second thing is I started the treatment, and I don't know if it was the first day or the second day. I think the first day, I went home that night and fell asleep at like 10 o'clock and woke up at like 7:30 in the morning. The whole night. I slept the whole night through. I haven't slept the whole night through in at least 2 years. I mean, that's a whole night's sleep. You guys know what that's worth to somebody that can't sleep or hasn't slept? The whole night. I could go to a movie with my wife, and we can actually talk about it because I didn't fall asleep in the middle of the theater, right? Or put a dip in, right? Just kind of stay awake or not freaked out by all the people that were there. So it's these tiny moments, man, like the feeling of my dog's fur. Like there's an exquisite feeling there that no high can replace. And I feel like I'm getting what I was looking for when I was getting high, but I'm getting it through my brain just being better. That is incredibly important. So not only do I feel great about me, I actually feel really, really good that this can help many people. Many people. And what would the world look like if the one organ that we need most to communicate and interact with each other were working well? And it's so obvious. Why is it that it's so obvious that it's counterintuitive for people? These are puzzles that Stephen Hawking may have to answer. I don't know. At one point, I'll tell every veteran this, at one point you were magnificent. You were. What if you could be magnificent again? What's at risk, man? Yeah, you should do that for yourself. You should do that because it's available to you and it might work. It just might help you.